Turn me up in the headphones. Yeah. Yeah. Busy. Let's get into it.
Peace, love, and happiness, so I can grab the piece. Start wildin' and clapping shit. Running with the rock in the jungle before Jumanji, nigga. Knocks come to not get low. Be hard to find me, nigga. Back talk, depending on the size. There's levels, my guys. Call me a clown and have my 2 cents. Show you my penny wise. You and me, mano, we mono. Gangsta, we gon' see. Call the Uber, bring me to you. Now this is Uber Eats. Serve a plate to get served, boy. I'll send the word, boy. The youth start to shoot, work it back like you heard, old boy. That's a personal conversation between the guys. Looking at Dibby like who ordered lobster with side of fries. Still ghetto, you still feel away. We still handle our problems with the steel or metal. Real settle, Henny in your face, stand still, fellow. Pocket taps better to give than receive, so let nobody stack money.
Yeah, what up? What up? We damn near got the whole team in the building. This is probably one of the biggest NFL weekends, I should say. It's the last weekend of the season. We got playoff games basically going on. So let me introduce everybody. We got Jay Busy in the building, of course. The guy. Then we got Lou all the way from Mexico. He's in the
bang.
Baltimore's biggest fan, his biggest supporter, Lamar gonna do it. Christy in the building.
Lamar gonna do it. Biggest game tonight. The biggest game.
And of course, Far Rock's legend, Coach Drew down in Georgia. GA represent.
What's good, y'all?
So yeah, we're gonna start off with the college football. College football playoff. So there was a lot of upsets, and I clearly don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to college football. But to be honest with you, man, I didn't watch a lot of college football this year. I just watched premier games, so it wasn't like I was super locked in on some of these teams. I really didn't watch Oregon that much. Shout out to my boy D Weathers, man. That's his squad, and I know he's going real hard thinking that Oregon can win a national championship this year. But so look, I mean, we all had our predictions last week. I should have probably cut a promo for that, but Oregon beat Texas Tech. Indiana demolished Alabama. Ole Miss pulled off the upset against Georgia, and then there's M. Okay, M's in the building, so we got the whole squad. Okay, M, what up, Em?
Yo.
So we're just getting into the college football playoff bracket. Ohio State, with probably the biggest upset of the college football playoffs thus far, losing to the U, Miami. So that leaves us with a Final Four, and I guess they can't use Final Four because it's trademarked for the basketball, but this is the semifinals. 4 teams left. Oregon is going to be playing Indiana, and then we got Ole Miss against Miami. Busy, you could start it off. Pick both teams. Pick both games for us.
I'm going to go with Oregon with the upset, and I'm going to go ahead and just I can't say the U yet. I can't say the U yet.
He's dying. Lou, I'll go with you next. Who do you like in those 2 games?
Battles of the
I'm still with Oregon, man. I said last week I'd like to see Oregon win overall.
You did say that. You did say that.
Years after year after year, like Oregon always. This should be the year for them. I'm a little disappointed. I don't like when I see my teams that I'm going for face each other prior to the big game. I wish Indiana would see Oregon in the final spot. That way I would be proud of it. That's I'm glad that the juggernauts are out of there. Hey, I guess a couple teams didn't belong after all. That's it for Miami. And I don't really see the quality of football between Ole Miss and U adding up to the top.
Okay.
So the winner of the national, the Natty is going to come from the 105.
Don't let Michael Irvin hear you say that. Drew, who you got? Who you got in these two semifinal games?
Indiana, I got Miami.
Okay, Indiana and Miami.
Yeah.
Wow, that's that. Nobody expected that. If you would have told that at the beginning of the season, nobody would have expected that. You could have won probably $5,000 on putting a $20 bet on that. Christy, I know you're not, too keen, but this is your wheelhouse because when it comes to betting and stuff like that, when I feel like you do the best when your heart's not in it. So which two teams would you take?
I go for. I don't know. I don't know either teams. I can't.
Okay.
I can't pick. I don't know anything about these things. But just
the
pick
college.
the two underdogs.
Okay, so take Ole Miss. Who's the underdog in that? Busy.
Ole
Miss.
Oh yeah, take Ole Miss. You know why? Because Ole Miss. Michael Orr went to Ole Miss. Take Ole Miss. Take Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Well,
all right.
Ole Miss is not really an underdog, though. I mean, they've been like a top 5.
But no, Michael Orr went to Ole Miss. Michael Orr used to play for the Ravens. He was about the movie The Blind Side, why Christy became a Ravens fan. So now this is all leading to the Ole Miss.
Oh my goodness! Oregon. I hope Dan Lennon beat this shit out of
I'm gonna ask you something, Drew. After M. I'm gonna ask everybody because it's some bullshit. But M, who you got?
I said it 2 weeks ago. They setting it up. The U is going to win the championship, y'all. Just face facts, okay? We don't want to see it. It's going to be convicts versus the good old boy in Indiana again, okay?
Oh,
that's
man.
what's going to happen. That's what the nation's going to want to see. I want Ole Miss. I would love to see Ole Miss. I love that kid Chambliss, but everybody's going to want to see Michael Irvin and them boys on that sideline go against the Heisman winner. Watch. And now they tried to jerk Ole Miss because they missed a blatant face mask call on Georgia on a 4th down play. This was blatant. It was bad. And
yeah. Number 4 got his
see that.
It was like
it was really bad, and they act like nothing didn't happen. I was like, me and my friends like,
Chambliss was calling it while it happened. He was looking at the ref like, look, this is while it was happening.
Right.
Wow.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking about refs, you guys should have watched that Panthers-Bucks game last night. The refs fucked the Panthers up yesterday. They messed those Panthers up, and it's all over the internet.
Yeah,
how bad those refs were missing calls on the Panthers. And I think there was one call that they took it. They penalized the Panthers, and everyone was like, it wasn't even the guy's fault. That new whatever guy or
Guess
whatever.
What? It ain't gonna matter. The Panthers still gonna get in.
Yeah, because Saints gonna beat Atlanta.
Right.
I don't know.
I think the Panthers still gonna get in. But so Drew, everybody. So Drew, Ole Miss, right? Ole Miss. We all remember what happened with Lane Kiffin. He decided to take the job to go to LSU, right? And they would basically the AD said that he couldn't coach no more. They didn't want him to be the coach of Ole Miss while they were in the playoffs, while he went to LSU and took that job. But they have the assistant coaches that are gonna go with him to LSU coaching the team. Why? What sense does this make? Somebody help me out with this.
Drew, please, I want to know. Drew,
this is ridiculous.
Drew be really more in touch with it than
right. That's why. Yep.
Well, I mean, I just think that was a personal decision because Lane Kiffin could have finished the season out, and I mean, you had to keep some kind of staff there because if you can't, you're taking half and who's going to coach the team. So I guess the agreement was, listen, you go ahead and go with LSU. And then I guess the agreement was you keep your staff, the coordinators, and the other guys there until the season is over. But Lane Kiffin wanted to finish the season. The AD just felt was more like a personal feeling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess he feeling us type of way. You know, you want to leave us after this great season, you go ahead, But, if I was in that situation, I would have let Kiffin finish the season out. You know what I mean? Because they having a heck of a run. And I knew it wouldn't make that much of a difference when Kiffin left with the coordinator still being there because the players haven't left.
Right.
You know what I mean? The head coach, he does make a difference, but at the end of the day, it's a player's game.
Yeah.
The players are going to make the plays. And when the coordinators are still there, everything is still intact for the most part.
And they haven't really had too many injuries that could, be a major factor. I mean, every team has some injuries at this point in the season. But also, what I was going to ask you guys is Lane Kiffin now? What's his ceiling? I mean, I guess LSU ceiling is a national championship, but like how quickly let's say Ole Miss does get to the national championship, how fast does he have to put up and shut up at LSU?
Right 3 years.
Does he get how many years does he get?
Well, I think most coaches should at least get 4 or 5 years.
Ooh.
Drew, this is Lane Kiffin that we're talking about. He has a whole different reputation and repertoire. Even if it's changing schools, they gonna look at it like it's Lane Kiffin. Us, we understand that. Fans that see it, but these boosters in these schools, they ain't waiting 4 or 5 years to be competitive.
No, not competitive. I'm talking about 4 or 5 years to be like
national championship. The ceiling is national championship, bro. It's not.
I think LSU could be competitive right away. This was recruiting, but as far as national champion, realistically, it's going to at least take 3 to 5 years. I'll say 3 on the short end. Okay. But he's just not going to come. I don't see him just coming right away in LSU in the national championship.
I'm going to tell you this: in year two, he's going to be Final Four, and he's going to show you that he can do it. I believe year 2 in LSU, he's going to have enough recruits and have a look at what his team could be to see what he's got. I think year 2 is going to be different.
He's definitely capable. I mean, what he did at Ole Miss alone, Miss wasn't. It wasn't his top tier program. It was in the middle of the pack of the SEC, and for him to produce the NFL talent he has done over the last few years, he's had a lot of NFL talent, and then to be in contention for national championships and go to big bowl games over that is real impressive. So he's done a great job with that program.
What was I gonna say next? Let me just look at this one more time. So I guess we can kind of move on to the.
Wait. Let me say this real quick about that.
Oh, guys.
Technically, all the assistants are under contract. Only Lane Kiffin left.
Thank you.
So technically, he doesn't have the power, regardless of they saying they wanted to leave or whatever. Their contract's through the end of the season until they hear differently. That, and then the fact of the matter is the defensive coordinator, who's now going to become the head coach, didn't want the head coaching job until somebody talked to him and was like, you'd rather work with somebody you don't know, or do you want to just take the job? And he goes, you got a point there. I'm going to take the job then.
Now, and them coaches can leave when they want. Them coaches can leave now if they wanted to.
Yeah, but they're not going to leave right now.
They're not going to leave now, but they could. Like the contract situation went hold. Lane Kiffin was under contract and he left. You know what I mean? So the staff, if the staff that's supposed to go to LSU with Lane Kiffin, if they decided to leave before the next game, they can do that.
The only people that was on the staff that's supposed to leave with Lane is the kid, the offensive coordinator.
Right. I'm not sure who's leaving, how many of those guys is going with him. What I'm saying is that the contract is not going to restrict them. They can leave right now if they wanted to and go to LSU. They don't got to coach the next game. Because Lane Kiffin was on the contract.
They had to coach the next game. Well, I thought they had to coach to the end of the season. Excuse me.
No, they can leave right now if they wanted to.
Either way, year 2, LSU.
No, I say 3.
So I'm not saying that they're going to win it, but I'm saying in year 2, he's going to
pressure's on.
Yeah. He's going to be there.
Yeah.
Well, here's the funny part. The kid he recruited to Ole Miss, that Chambliss took his spot. He's already in the transfer portal. Watch him end up at LSU.
That's crazy.
He already said I'm leaving.
So I didn't watch the I didn't watch the Panthers and Buccaneers game yesterday. So Christy was talking about that game. You guys watched that game yesterday? I didn't watch it, so I can't even really.
There was a phantom pass interference. There was a phantom pass interference. He didn't push that boy off. It was 5 yards. They was both tussling, and it was a phantom pass interference. There was the backwards pass. That too. They counted that as an income. I think it was he ran out of bounds. They said he ran out of bounds. Yeah. But they called it as an incomplete pass to begin with. So he just picked the ball up and stood there. But yet they said it was weird.
So what do you think about what my uncle said? He said, I think all referees should be fined for missing crucial calls. All the referees on the field and not one of them see a crucial play. They can see holding, but not face mask. Come on, man.
Yeah, well, that's also a thing too, though, because we can't. You got refs looking at lines, refs looking at the quarterbacks, refs looking at the DBs, refs looking at linebackers. Listen, in the midst of everything, you're going to miss a play. But when you got something like the face mask, like the other day, where the quarterbacks even turn around saying, "Look," and these referees aren't calling it. Or the phantom pass interference, when you see they have to be able to throw a penalty, a red flag that we call for the shortage of down or the incomplete pass. Have a red flag to throw for that too to challenge the call. That's what we need to start doing with these referees.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know if they. Well, like you said, everybody's watching a specific body or person or whatever the case may be. It's kind of like even with basketball. If you're on the left side of the court, how can you see that foul on the right side of it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Guy down low. As much as coaches, we argue with them. The ref says, not my call, it's his call. He missed the call. Yeah. So it's one of them things that if the ref missed the call, as sad as it may say, you just got to eat it, pause. Like, nothing you can really do about it.
It's almost like a guy dropping a pass in the game, you know? It's human errors kind of.
But refs, they get evaluated each game. Yep. So they do get evaluated, and if they do miss calls, they get reprimanded for it. They might not, like some of these refs, like everybody's not going to be able to ref the playoff games. So refs that miss calls like that, they get reprimanded for that. Now, they should probably I don't know if they get fined or not, and they probably should, but they do get reprimanded for it. So they get evaluated, and refs that miss calls, they might not be able to get to the playoff games because those refs look forward to that as well.
Right, that's extra bread.
That's what they do with the I guess they got like a ref and rating system, and like during like the Super Bowl, it's like the best line judge, the best sideline. You know what I'm saying? Like for the whole year, and that's how you find like the Super Bowl team. That's how like at least if you look like in playoff situations, like you're not working with the same crew because a lot of times before you should say the same crew. Oh, if you're my crew, then, you know, we might have bet on this game, so let's call it this way. So it's like a mix and match posh of, you know what I'm saying, everybody else do their job, and you go about your business.
It's weird because I don't know the refs really in the NFL. I know the refs in NBA, which is probably bad because we shouldn't know who the fuck the refs are anyway.
Nah, who's the one diesel ref?
Ed Hockley, that's the only ref I ever knew. Ed Hockley, that's the only one I ever knew, man.
But that's the ref I knew. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's the only ref I know from the NFL. I could tell you like Ronnie Garrison, Scott Foster, who's the other Gucci man looking one in the NBA. There's a whole bunch of them that I know. All right, so Lou, man, I'm gonna sell you out, man. Talk of us. We Sunday night was for the number one seed. 49ers at home, Seattle Seahawks, a division rivalry, divisional matchup. The winner take all for the number one seed. What did you think about that game last night?
Oh man, what a hard game to watch. That was painful to watch, no doubt, because I knew the whole entire world was watching the 49ers on a microscope last night, under a microscope last night. So what a bad day to shit the bed. I don't want to say that those ugly ass jerseys had anything to do with it, but
yeah, those jerseys was ugly.
You don't like those?
Those are fire.
It throws the system off a little bit, maybe. I don't know. The 49ers didn't show up the way we would have liked to. One thing I do want to show is the Niners played a particular game where had the right things gone at the right moments, the outcome of the W or L would have been different on that game. As great as the Seahawks were playing and as poorly as the Niners were showing up, they were in that game for ultimately the last few minutes of that game.
Yeah.
And you could see that McCaffrey, one of the biggest plays was McCaffrey giving up that fumble interception kind of turnover. That was it. I mean, it was very difficult to come back from that. I have to take my hat off to the Niners for coming back moment after moment after moment and keeping themselves in the game. When we went into halftime 10-3, I looked at that as a win. I'm like, this isn't where Seattle wants to be. They're talking a hella game. They're talking a bunch of smack. At the end of the day, they're going into the halftime confident, and this is going to end up being a close game. So a couple bad plays didn't go our way. I want to kind of intertwine this conversation into what y'all were mentioning earlier. Everybody's really familiar with how the referees play into their team losing. The Jets get shitty calls all week. The Ravens get shitty calls all week. I don't know who your team is, but you see them
Giants.
Boys, the Giants, they get fucking shitty calls all week to the opponent.
No, we just suck.
They do suck, but they get shitty calls.
Yeah.
Everybody on here, my point is seeing some shitty calls being taken. And that's under the assumption that the refs actually are doing something of human value. In my opinion, we're way too lenient on the refs and don't see the perspective of the refs have someone to answer. And it's like a mob movie. If the dude on the street is a part of the mob, he answers to another corrupt part of the mob. I think it's a system. The idea of giving people if the idea of fining them for bad calls, that's when somebody above them is also. So who's going to regulate that? Who's going to enforce whether or not referee X quote made a bad call? A system that already has the back of the referees? No. So to close that note and go back to the Niners, it was a bad time to lose, but at the end of it all, what was expected for the Niners was to win 9 games straight in order to win the Super Bowl. And that's difficult to do, or 10 games straight in order to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I told you that didn't.
So that's a difficult thing to do.
Right.
We're going to see the Seahawks again, and it's going to be a different story. There's not a way that you can play a team 3 times in a row and beat them 3 times in a row. So it's bittersweet. And the last thing I'm going to close this on, we played well enough to keep that game close. And you have to understand, and anybody that watched that yesterday or saw the 49ers for the first time got to see what it's like to be a 49er fan. Bethune was hurt like 3 times. D. Winters went out. Somebody else got hurt. And whatever, that's what it's like.
Right.
Playing with people that you've never heard of. We're playing with people whose family members don't even know they're in the NFL. Right?
Come on, man. Come on.
Listen, we're playing with people that just signed last week. And we're doing a hell of a job by staying relevant. We're doing a hell of a job by keeping that game close. So ultimately, if we had to lose the game, it had to be nice. We're not interested in losing in 2 or 3 weeks from today. So if it's got to be that way, it's got to be that way. But I think 54 is going to come back and make a statement. We're going to go on a run, and it's going to look beautiful.
I can see that. But I feel like, the Seattle kicker was giving them all the chances in the world yesterday, man. He missed 2 crucial field goals. And when he missed the second field goal, I was like, oh, yeah, Niners about to take advantage of this because they still got a chance. I was like, with the time frame that was left in the game, when he missed the second field goal, I was like, damn, if they would have made that field goal and went up 13, or they were leading they were leading 13-3 at that point. And if he would have made it 16, I was like, yeah, it's over. But when they still had a shot at 13-3, so that was a tough loss for them, man. Definitely.
I mean, like to spin off from the referee thing, Lou. Spin off from the referee thing. There is too many cameras all over this field.
There's too many.
Catch a referee looking at a play and not calling it and holding him accountable. There's just too many cameras all over these fields. And I bet you we can catch a couple of refs looking at a play and not calling it. So,
I mean, there's that. You bring up a good point, but also there's too many cameras. There's also too many of us. There's more of us than there are cameras, and ultimately it comes down to common sense. Enough people know how to referee the game on their own, and if we're constantly talking about the same things, it's not like the big office doesn't know. They know, but they're not making a story out of it, and that's interesting to me. We see the calls. They see the most intricate calls. When you don't see them, they see them.
Right.
Here's another thing I'm going to say. The system's set up for, and I know that referees have to deal with this shit in real time, which is difficult. Referees need to make decisions in real time, whether they make the decision to throw a flag or not throw a flag based on the severity of the call at the point in time. So this is why you see a lot of these bullshit delay flags. Because Drew probably knows the rules better than me. Y'all probably know the exact rules better than me. But referees throw flags certain times on certain calls with certain potential outcomes. When they do this bullshit, they didn't see it, bro. They see everything. And if they think that they didn't see something, they'll even throw a flag to stop the call or to stop the clock, and they get the review fucking system involved in it. So if the review system's not involved in it, there's a reason why the review system's not involved in it. So please, let's not sit here and think that they missed the call. Let's not give them the courtesy of it being human error. That's bullshit.
You don't think that they're human too. They're gonna miss calls. They're not.
No, the system's not set up. There's too much review to miss calls. There's reviews and there's rules when people what's it called? What do they refer to the big office as? New York or whatever. When they review it officially, we all watching the same shit. We're all watching the same shit, and we all have an opinion in our brain. But ultimately, they hit us with some shit like, well, he didn't fully bring it into possession because that's just, listen, if it ever gets to that point, they want and need and design it to get to the point where they're reviewing it. If something's not being reviewed because it was, quote, missed, how?
Yeah, because certain things aren't reviewable. So if they miss a guy holding a dude, that's not something that they could come in and say, nah, that was holding. The replay can't make a holding call. They can only review touchdowns, out of bounds. I'm thinking like if it was a catch or if it was a fumble, they can review that, but they can't review like a holding call. They can't review a false start. They can't review those. That's
the reason
that they don't review.
They don't.
We should incorporate the red flags. The same thing you can challenge a play like that. You should be able to challenge a pass interference.
You should
or
be
a
able.
holding at least.
But because you're right, but because they restrict what you're allowed to review and what's allowed to stop the clock, and like for example, let me give you a weird thing. We for years watched Aaron Rodgers take advantage of the offsides rule.
Right, definitely.
For years.
12 men on the field too.
12 men on the field. And there's another thing. If you've ever noticed, people don't rush to knock the 12 men on the field shit. People be just kind of casually jogging off the field. You would think a really in tune team would be like, yo, they're jogging off, hike it. They never really do that. I've seen that multiple times. Anyway, rules change. Rules change on account of certain teams having advantage too long.
Right, definitely.
And referees not having enough control, or the league having a little bit too much of inconsistency across. So they just want to continue to change shit. And I can understand the idea of a human missing a call. What I can't understand is the collective of referees and cameras and rules set up and all this to have a call so significantly be missed. There's a difference in that. There's a difference.
I agree with that. It's just like
that's where my problem lies.
Like when Baltimore played, who did they play? Was it the Patriots? And they didn't call that touchdown with likely. That's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. Once the ball breaks the plane, that's a touchdown. So I feel what you're saying. In those circumstances, yeah, you can't make that can't be a bad call. That's somebody above.
It's a bad call also because if let's say that wasn't in the end zone and that was on say the Ravens 40-yard line,
right?
It'd have been a fumble. It'd have been a catch and a fumble. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it depends on the situation, what benefits and what doesn't benefit them.
Yeah, no, they were playing the Steelers that game because because remember when they said Aaron Rodgers caught the ball and that wasn't it was that he caught it, but he didn't make a football move.
You're struggling.
They throw that football move shit into it. How did he make a football move when he caught the ball on the fucking side of his head and his knee was already down? So I get what you're saying, Lou. I'm in those circumstances, yes. Somebody above is saying, nah.
One more
this
thing.
Is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Ask a question because I didn't see the particular play. Was it a holding play at the line or was it a PI?
Holding.
It was holding at the line.
Which one?
Was it the DB line or the offensive lineman?
For what game?
This controversial call between the Panthers and the Bucs.
Oh, it was.
You talking about the wide receiver?
There was a pass interference, and there was a pass interference that was a phantom pass interference, and I forgot what the other in the face mask, but the face mask was I think it was the college game.
Okay. Forget the college game. Let's just go to the phantom pass interference call.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it, and that plays into my theory because if it's a phantom PI call, I don't listen. It's difficult to watch and to gauge and to call holding on the line, defensive line, the engagement between the offensive line and defensive line. But wide receivers and cornerbacks are on a fucking camera island, and everybody sees it. I'm not having any idea because anytime your team was down 6 and you needed a whatchamacallit and Brady hit Welker, you're like, yo, what happened? Why are they not calling that? We saw it. Everybody saw it. And if there was an ounce of indiscretion or an ounce of difficulty or foul, for the team that somebody wanted to see win, they would have called it. So I'm not buying into this notion of all they just did, especially being on the exchange between a wide receiver and a DB. It's a camera. Everybody, the coaches see it. Everybody sees it.
The pass interference call should have been a no call because both of them was hand fighting and everything. It shouldn't have been a call whatsoever. Yes, it was a big play. Yes, it was a big play. It could have had momentum and all that other stuff. But I think the more blatant call is that they just started calling was the fact, well, you see they're not in the playoffs, is the false start that the Chiefs right tackle did every single play of every single game.
Yeah.
He blatantly starts before everybody else.
Yes, he does.
The Eagles do that shit too on the push.
Yeah. Both guards move.
Yeah.
And they still haven't called that shit. The tush push hasn't been like as big of a factor this year as it was last year. But all right. So I mean, this is a 3-minute clip of all the bad calls from yesterday. I don't know if we're gonna get to 3 minutes, but we'll the topic since we kind of shifted the narratives and the topics today. We can look at it.
Had some officiating controversy here in the Buccaneers-Panthers game. Let's talk about it. I'm going to pause it right here. This was actually something that got completely missed by the broadcast. In fact, they didn't even show a replay of this penalty live. But to me, I think it was a bad call and the first of many to come. So here's what's going to be called. So it's going to be on Levante David. You see how he's going to create contact. This is going to be called for illegal contact down the field. Again, this is the only angle we have. But the rule is you can create contact within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. That'd be up to the 11-yard line, which it appears as though that's around where the contact is going to be. Watch. It kind of seems like he makes contact. I guess they're saying maybe again, you can, I guess maybe to say it's 5.5 yards, I guess. I don't know. I felt like that was a bit ticky-tacky. Again, nothing compared to what we're about to see, though. So Carolina now has possession. They don't have to face a third down deep in their own territory. This play then happens where I don't get how this gets missed. I mean, look, Sarosier Dennis just rips off the helmet of Tommy Tremble and throws it to the ground. I mean, what do you think happened there, officials? Like, that's an easy 15-yard penalty. Carolina should have gotten, instead of having down, they should have gotten the ball around midfield. So now they have to face a third down. And again, I don't fully understand why this is one of those plays that we can't have an expedited review on, right? Like this is just so obviously a penalty, like it should easily be called. Then on a 3rd down and 2, you're going to have this where Bryce Young appears to hit Ted McMillan. However,
that's the pass interference.
For offensive pass interference. Now, this one I'm not as against as the other ones are, I have to say. So is this very ticky-tacky, similar to the one on Levante Davis?
5 yards. That's 3 yards.
So it is, I mean, it's 2 yards down the field, and he smacked Benjamin Morrison in the head and knocked him to the side. That is a penalty. Like, by rule, that's a penalty.
He didn't hit him in the head.
Ticky-tacky.
He hit him in his arm.
If it was 1 yard past the line of scrimmage, then it's not a penalty. If it's further than that, it is a penalty. So it is close. I think personally, I would like to see both of these go. This one and the David penalty, I think, are kind of similarly ticky-tacky and not really flags that have to be called there.
You know what's crazy, though? Now I'm going to play it again, but if you're the ball carrier, you could do that all day and smack somebody in the head.
No, listen.
If
you're the DB, if he was the DB can take both his hands and shove him on his.
Don't worry, we're not done with that call yet. Baker Mayfield is going to throw this one, and it looks like Kate Otten I think either he slips or maybe feet get tangled. It's worth noting in the rules, feet getting tangled is not a penalty. If unless it's like an intentional like kick, that would be tripping, which is a whole different penalty. If it just the feet run into each other and because of that the offensive player goes down, it is not defensive pass interference. I mean, I wish we got a better angle, I will say, but like what in the world is this play call? This is one of the worst play calls I've ever seen in my life. How is this pass interference unless it was a hold earlier on the play? Like, I don't get this at all. And again, this is like this game could determine who goes to the playoffs and who doesn't. So like it's a huge game, and
that's why Atlanta is going to lose.
Just tough to watch, and mostly a game for Tampa Bay.
Imagine being able to build an
so there we go. Now we get more for those of us that didn't see it live. We get more. We get to actually see what people are talking about. So now we can.
If they force feed Bijan the first half to get him the all-purpose yards and then bench him, oh my God, yo!
No, they can't do that. They can.
Why can't they?
They can do it, but I don't think they'll do that.
They ain't going to the playoffs. Why can't they?
Yeah, we need you next season. We'll get you the all-purpose record.
Yeah, why can't they?
He's got a chance at the all-purpose record. I was gonna say to y'all that I thought that's unbreakable. Wow.
I think he's only like 166 yards away, something like that.
Yeah,
but what about
they're going to try to get him as close as possible.
2,500? Damn, that's crazy.
They're going to try to get him as close as possible.
Yo, that's crazy, yo. I just thought about that. First half, he goes for $170, and then we tell him he's done. Or he has a phantom hamstring injury.
There you go. Now that what it would be. Oh, he's got a bruised thigh or something. Yeah. Yeah, that tweaked something. That could be. All right, so this is the last week of the season. But before we give out our trendy, TB awards, trendy debate awards for the NFL season, I want to get a collective thoughts. The other ones we'll do probably in the group chat, but I wanted to do it actually on the show of who we think is the NFL MVP this year. So here's our candidates for the NFL MVP. Christian McCaffrey, 26 yards from scrimmage, 17 touchdowns, 102 receptions. Amazing, man. Drake May, 4,203, 30 touchdowns, 71% completion percentage, 8 interceptions, and I think 76 QBR. Matthew Stafford, 4,448 yards passing, 42 touchdowns, 65 completion percentage, only 8 interceptions, and he had a 70 quarterback rating. And then Jackson Smith and Jigma, 119 receptions, 1,793 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So I'll start with I guess Drew jumped out for a second. Oh, there he is. I get him back in there. Sorry, Drew. I'm busy. We'll start with you. Who's your NFL MVP this year?
3-2-7.
Put that on mute, man.
I got you. I wait a hug. I got you.
What'd you say?
I said, who's your NFL MVP?
Bad back Matt. What you mean?
Matt says, okay, Stafford.
Bad back Matt, man.
Bad
Bad
back
back
Matt.
Matt. That's my guy right there. He's trying to go on a run, man. I think he deserves it.
Okay. Lou, who you got? I know where I think you're gonna go, but go ahead.
I agree with Busy, bro.
Okay.
Stafford's the MVP of the league, the most valuable player of the league according to how the league works and what we want to see in the story. That's nothing to scoff at. But Christian McCaffrey is the offensive player of the year for sure.
Okay. Over in Jigma.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Njigma's doing what he's supposed to do. You're a receiver. Go be a good receiver. Good for you. Look at those numbers right up there again. And don't forget, that's the second time the man has done something that no other man other than one has done.
Well, he didn't do it. No, we're not giving him accolades that he didn't do.
Oh, he's short?
He didn't get it. Nah, he didn't get it.
He's short?
Yeah, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. But
he's ass cheeks then. So no MVP for you because you were 108 yards shy of 1,000 here, 1,000 there.
Yeah.
Dudes are okay. So like I said, Jackson Smith-Njigba is a receiver. Good for you. We would expect him to have 102 receptions per year. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Good. So 23 did that out the backfield. And he gave you 1,000 yards rushing or whatever.
1,200 yards rushing.
Listen, that's an offense.
946 yards receiving.
I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be that guy and say he's the MVP because I don't feel like he. It's just the edge got to go to Matt Stafford on this because the quarterback got the ball in his hands all the time. And, we're not. I don't think the league is ready to give the MVP trophy to a running back in this day and age.
I hate it. I hate that they don't. I don't like that. That's why I made sure that I got some other people up there other than quarterback. Drew, who do you like in the MVP race?
I'm leaning towards Stafford, but I think Drake May has a good shot of winning it.
I agree.
He has a good shot just because from a standpoint how he transcended from his rookie year to this year, and they're winning at a high level this year. And he's a big reason for that. And I think that, the voters might look into that. Numbers-wise, Stafford is ahead of him. But I wouldn't be surprised if Drake May, and I'm kind of leaning towards Drake May winning the MVP just because New England wasn't expected to be this good this year. And the year he's having and the year that New England is having, he's a big reason of that.
Okay, yeah.
It's close to think Drake May and Stafford.
Staff is on his way out. This is like a farewell tour. If Staff happens to go to the Super Bowl, he's retired next year.
If Staff wins the MVP, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's already
don't get me.
He's out of here.
Don't get me started on Hall of Fame. But
how is he not? He's a top 10 passing quarterback of all time.
What I don't know what the Hall of Fame is anymore. I think they're letting too many people in there.
Matthew Stafford is Hall of Fame.
First ballot?
Absolutely.
I mean, you went 2 Super Bowls. Even though he had some rough years in Detroit, you went 2 Super Bowls in a 5-year period. That's impressive.
What are the requirements for a Hall of Fame?
You got to be a badass motherfucker, get a ring.
What usually they say, this is what they usually say. This is how they preface it. Could you tell the story of the NFL without this specific player? So that's how they preface it.
Okay, so if that's how they preface it, and I know we're off topic, then Eli should have been in last year.
He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer because of his stats.
I am going by what you just said. What is the qualifications for being Hall of Fame? Nothing else.
Yeah, but the first ballot Hall of Famer, he's a Hall of Famer. He's gonna get in the Hall of Fame. But
I don't know if he is.
First ballot is
he's definitely not first ballot. He's
not in that room. First ballot guys. First ballot guys is do you think this guy's a Hall of Famer? If you got to think that he's not, then he's not. He's not a first ballot guy.
I don't have to think it. I know he should have been the first ballot, but he's not. Because you want me to tell you why they would say he's not a first ballot? Because he never had to put a whole team on his back to win. Every other quarterback had to put a whole team.
500 nigga.
It's a team sport. You act like Stafford didn't suck in Detroit.
He didn't.
He didn't suck. The team sucked.
Okay, so now So now you're basically saying now you're talking tomato because the team sucked in Detroit. Stafford gets a pass, and when the Giants suck,
well, isn't Calvin Johnson in the Hall of Fame? Calvin Johnson's in the Hall of Fame. He was part of those teams too.
Yeah. Which makes it even more impressive because Eli never had a clear number one.
So who goes in? Is Eli already eligible? Yeah, right.
Yeah, he didn't get in last year because
last year was the first year to have given him that first ballot credibility, correct?
Right. So he didn't get in last year.
Got in instead of him.
No quarterbacks win, but
no, I thought Drew Brees. Well, is Drew Brees this year?
Drew Brees this year.
Dude, okay.
So no, that hurts my feelings.
Now Stafford, I think it's 50-50 on first ballot, but he's definitely.
But see, this is
Hall of Fame.
My guys, y'all can't even people who got in last year, and it's over Eli Manning, bro.
He shouldn't. He's not a first ballot guy.
And who got in?
I'm about to check that.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's what I'm saying. We're checking records to see who got in over Eli Manning. That's sad. And I'm with you on that, Em. So like with basically Corey, what you had said about what's the requirement for getting in the Hall of Fame, yeah, that makes sense. But it's not everything because not everyone will qualify for that. There's guards and tackles that you could tell the league's history without. Yeah, don't nobody care about some people's names at guard. But if that, go ahead.
I get that and understand that, but of course you can't tell the league story. Like the Giants put it into that whole Tom Brady undefeated type shit. Like you talking about, there's certain stats that he's a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. How is he not a first ballot Hall of Famer? And the other reason why I brought it up was the simple fact that everybody behind him, it's a passing league now. So of course everybody else is going to have way better fucking passing statistics than Eli, and he did it in the biggest market in fucking New York with no fucking scandals, no fucking problems.
All right, so I'm just gonna tell you who made it last year. Eagles cornerback Eric Allen, Vikings defensive end or defensive Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp were the guys that made it in last year. None of those guys are first ballot either.
But I want to know, do they do it just to make a point?
That hurts.
Because now look at now this year, guaranteed clear-cut first ballot, which I don't argue the first one, Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees.
Yeah.
They're gonna go in.
Right.
But you
Eli
can't
should get in this year.
But you can't, but what I'm saying is if you're going about quarterbacks and whatever, Eli and Drew Brees won't have the same numbers. They're not the same quarterback. They're not.
Also, Eli led the league in interceptions three or four times. That's not first ballot Hall of Fame.
And he missed the playoffs mad times.
So, right, that's not a first ballot Hall of Fame.
But it's a team sport. Drew Brees was in fucking New Orleans.
He was in charge.
And then the Chargers. It's tomato. Like I said, nobody's ever going to be happy. It's just the way life is. But there is no clear-cut way that who's first ballot and who's not. You see what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, if you got to think, should he be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Then if you got to think about it, then he's not. That's it.
Then the next question is going to be, they say, if you're a 2-time Super Bowl MVP, you should go in.
Well, he's going to go in. It's just going to be like 10 years from now.
He's going to go in either this year or next year.
No, I don't know about that. But.
He has to go. If he doesn't go in this year, I don't know when he's going to go in, because everybody that's compared after him is all in the same era. Everybody's saying Big Ben is better than him.
Go with Tom Brady just for the sake of it. That'll make all y'all Giants fans happy.
Bro, Brady's going to go. Brady's going to go and by himself. Okay, they're going to make that whole shit all about Tom Brady. Nobody else will go in with him.
Yeah, so they say the guys that are looking to get in, they haven't made the decision. It says Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Eli Manning, Frank Gore, and Jason Witten should get in this year.
Jason Witten's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't think this is his first year. Jason Witten been retired, man.
Yeah, he's been one for a while.
Yeah, he's been retired for mad long. I think this is the first year that he's been eligible or like been made the ballot.
Finalists?
Yeah, made a finalist.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into this. We got a few minutes left.
Oh, but wait. Oh, sorry. We were doing MVP.
Oh yeah. You went to your whole giant speech. Yo, you're a giant guy for real, man.
No, because
I bet you were gonna say Jalen Brunson is the greatest Nick or something weird too.
Nah, he's
getting up there.
Oh
no! He ain't the greatest Nick though.
Getting up there.
Like this. In my lifetime, he's top 3. So in my lifetime.
That just shows you they ain't shit.
Frazier and Ewing?
So.
No. Nobody's better than Ewing.
Allen Houston?
Hell yeah.
Right now, Houston. Put like this. It's
Carmelo
Anthony. Ewing, Melo, and Brunson right now.
Melo not up there.
Brunson ain't up there.
Melo. Bernard. I'm putting Bernard King over Melo.
King over Brunson.
I said in my lifetime, I'm only 46. I can't put nobody I ain't see play.
Okay. Nah, I'm with you on that.
That's my argument for anything like that. Oh, you didn't see? I've never seen him play.
Yeah,
just like all these Yankee fans talk about they got 27 world championships. Bitch, you're 25. You got 2. Shut up. Like
you're 25.
Nah, you could always you got YouTube and all that. I get what you're saying, but you could go. Well, personally, with me, when people talk about old heads, I go back and see how good they really was. Because some people exaggerate, but I feel what you're saying. But you can always go back and watch a play, even if it's a highlight. Like, I can watch a Wilt Chamberlain highlight and say, "Yo, he'll dominate today's NBA game."
We'll be like, man, Dakeem Donnelly would have punched his shit.
Who?
No, that's a dude he played with in high school. He was a man. He would have punched Wilt shit.
No.
Oh man! All right, so this is the game of the day. This is it right here, man. This is for the playoff and the division title. The Baltimore Ravens travel to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Ravens are 8-8. Steelers 9-7. Ravens have the 11th ranked offense. Steelers have the 15th ranked offense, and Ravens have the 18th ranked defense. Which is impressive because they had the 31st ranked defense early in the season, and they've come back to rank 18. And this Pittsburgh is, I feel like they're the cream of the crop when it comes to mediocrity.
That's where we're at.
15.
Where we're at, man. Come on.
15. So the Ravens are 3.5 point favorites going into tonight. Money line would be minus 210, excuse me. And then the over and under is 40.5. And we don't have our favorite Ravens fan. She I don't know where she went. But let's start off.
Still setting up the party.
Yeah, right. Setting up the shindig. Biz, who's gonna win the AFC North title tonight?
Only because I predicted them to be in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go with the Ravens. But this is Aaron Rodgers' last game. They might want to push it for Aaron Rodgers, man. Who knows?
That's true.
I got Ravens though because I did have them in the Super Bowl with the Eagles, but I do feel like it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers got a good chance at this because it's his last call, bro. He doesn't have any years left. Yeah. And he wants it so bad. He might sell his soul.
I feel like he's coming back. He's gonna do a Brett Favre on us. Come back for another year. Hold us hostage. Oh, I don't know. Ayahuasca. I might be joining Pat McAfee. I might be starting my own podcast. Yada yada yada, and then show up in August.
Yeah, he just mentioned that he's open to returning, and that and that he got options. That he's looking to a couple options he may have. So
I got options.
It may be not a lot of options, but he may have two teams that might look for his services. But as far as tonight's game, I want Baltimore to win, and I think they're the better team. However, they are playing at Pittsburgh, and I just got a feeling that something's going to happen tragically for the Ravens. I got a feeling like Derrick Henry might fumble, or somebody might, like a Mark Andrews kind of drops. Something like that might happen tonight. Hopefully that don't happen. Because I think I would rather see Baltimore in the playoffs. Yeah, but I got a feeling that Pittsburgh is going to pull this one out for some reason.
Oh, that's interesting, man. Em, what are you thinking for tonight? Who you like to win this game?
I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Baltimore's gonna beat the dog shit out of them.
What?
Baltimore's gonna win by more than 10.
That'd be great.
Baltimore's gonna win by more than 10. Aaron Rodgers might get hurt. Listen, not trying to be funny. I don't wish injury on nobody. They have no wide receiver core. We've said this all year long. I'm blitzing him every play, and you're going to hit him. And if which Harbaugh is it? John or Jim in fucking Baltimore? John. If you don't turn around and give Derrick Henry the ball 25 times, you're going to stay in Pittsburgh. I don't give a fuck what's going on. He can have -3 yards on the 24th carry. You give that man 25 carries. Minimum.
You can't get on the tarmac after the game.
Nope.
He's not allowed on the tarmac.
Derrick Henry just proved what he can do when he gets the ball. He's a volume rusher.
No, that's a fact, man. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not at all. I'm not disagreeing with you.
So,
I do like Baltimore tonight for the simple fact of, TJ Watt is returning also, and we also have seen him.
Man can't breathe.
Hey, he's gonna play, man. That's what y'all want him. Y'all would have called him something negative if he didn't play. Lamar Jackson is gonna be is also putting his helmet on and strapping up to play tonight's game, but DK Metcalf is not. DK Metcalf is serving the second game of his suspension for putting hands on a fan. So
happens.
I think that's the biggest part of the story that I think they would have won last week if they had DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf would have caught some of those passes that what's the guy's name? I'm forgetting the guy's name that he was throwing it to. That also the big tight end, the 6'6" tight end, he broke his arm. And it was crazy when I was watching the game last week and he fell and he kept feeling his arm. I'm like, man, you big ass motherfucker. That arm ain't hurting that much. And then they said his arm was broken. I said, oh, my bad. So he's not going to be playing either. Those are Aaron Rodgers' two favorite targets. So I like Baltimore in this game also. I think we see Lamar. This is what's going to happen. I'm telling y'all. So Lamar's going to have a great game tonight. Great game by Lamar. He does what he needs to do. And they move on. They go to the playoffs. Now, then when Lamar gets in the playoffs and he has one of those playoff Lamar games, they going to say Lamar can't do it. Lamar's this and yada, yada. Back to the same Lamar shit. But after he wins this game, they ain't going to say nothing. He should have did it. He should do it. He's Lamar Jackson. And then when he messes up in the playoffs, then they're going to get on him. So that's my little prediction. I think that Pittsburgh goes home today. Mike Tomlin got to preserve his streak of winning seasons, even though they don't get in the playoffs. I thought Aaron Rodgers actually played very well this year.
And that's a record that's kind of overrated. But
you think so? Because it's not really been done, though.
I mean, it's impressive that he's never had a losing season, but you gotta still go. You gotta make deep runs. I'd be more impressed with more deep playoff runs than you go 9-8. That's okay.
It's mediocrity.
I mean, right? It's impressive, but it's the way they make a big deal out of it. I think that's a little overrated.
Yeah, you could be right. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna go with you on that. Anybody else got anything on the slate or want to talk about before we get out of here? I'm gonna put some bets in, and I gotta go to this movie. No, everybody's good. All right, so enjoy the games today. We're gonna have a show once the playoffs are locked in after tonight. Want to probably have a show either Tuesday or tomorrow night. We'll figure it out what works for best everyone, so we can have our playoff predictions. And man, enjoy the games today. And we're gonna say go Ravens. We out.
Right. Boom, boom, boom. BB
had to do it to him.
Cock back, if a nigga front, I'ma pop that. Got straps, you don't want smoke, you better stop that. Real nigga, there's certain shit that'll do not jack. Plus I got some killers on my side and they